Hello, welcome back to Wait a minute. This isn't that game. Hey, what's up? I'm playing Monster Train. Hold on, I'll do in case you care. I know some people they like to hear it. I'll say the line. Hello, welcome back to Monster Train. I think back in the day when I was playing Monster Train regularly, I said it in some specific way, and then someone pointed it out to me. They said I think they said that I said, hello, welcome back to Monster Train, something like that. But I don't know, someone pointed it out to me and then I couldn't do it again. As soon as I was made aware, I changed how I said it. Anyway, I'm playing Monster Train today. Yeah, I don't know. I I feel so I will give you a very short explanation. Lately I have felt like I get stuck in my ways too much. I play just Wildfrost, right? And I'm like, oh, well, I play Wildfrost now. Monster Train, that's old and busted. But the streams and just my general desire to try stuff that I used to play, they have made me realize that people do actually still want to watch me play other stuff, which is cool. And it's a good way for me to sneak some diversity in here and there, I think. So, the only game that I know I'm never gonna make a YouTube video on again is Slay the Spire because that game is too hard and I feel like a fool. It's a big time investment to become good at Slay the Spire. But regardless, I'm here now to play Monster Train for today. There's gonna be Wild Frost tomorrow. Don't worry. Uh, I I don't I'm not I don't have it in me to full time Monster Train. This game is very tiring, but once a day it's fun. I'm down. So yeah, I played a few runs on stream recently, so I'm not completely washed up, but I am pretty bad, which is cool. It's really exciting to be old and bad at this game. Um, I think I will just random. I used to play, when we did this regularly, I used to play a 12-day rotating random cycle. We would go through every clan, but I don't think I'm going to play this enough to fully cycle. So if I did that, I would never play some stuff. So we'll just do random for today. And if you've never seen or watched Monster Train before, I'll do my best to explain things. But generally speaking, what you need to know about Monster Train is that this is a roguelike deck builder. You basically set up on 3 lanes. You'll get a feel for it pretty quickly. The big mechanic that I want you to know is that there are 6 clans, and each of the clans have a default and an exile version. The exile version changes your starting character and your starting card. So today we are playing Exile Awoken, Default Wormkin, and to make the game more difficult, one of the difficulty increases is that you start with random cards. So we are going to start with 2 Sharpens, 2 Echo Snares, and a Pyre Grow. 2 commons from our starting clans, and then a rare from our main clan. Now, I do play this game modded. The only mod that I have on, I think, is Dusk. Shout out to Dusk. He's holding it down over there on the Monster Train scene. He made the Better Info mod, which shows me what bosses we're fighting all the way through. Because if you go hover over Talos the Soul Sucker here, I guess they actually changed it so that it shows now, but it shows up here. It didn't used to. Anyway, let's get to it, shall we? So our starting deck has our good friend Wendy Boy, and it has... Ooh, okay, so it has 5 root seeds and 5 fractures. So generally speaking, and I'm going to approach this game as if I were learning it for the first time, which is the good thing about taking long breaks. I get to reapproach and relearn things. I also don't have a spreadsheet for this game to cheat off of, but I definitely find myself getting into that autopilot mode, so switching things up will help me a lot. What I remember about Monster Train and what I've learned from playing it again is that I need to have a good game plan by Ring 4, basically. And what I know right now is that we have decent access to killing and pinging off small idiots, and we have draw, which is nice. So anyway, with that being said, I'm going to take Hell's Banners to give me a little energy to capitalize on our draw. I'm going to take a champion upgrade, and we're going to play... I think we should be fine to play Strangler. Strangler will give us a very clear and well-defined plan to play around, and I'm going to take this Divine Horde I don't feel like Wendleton really builds up that much. I think his base attack ends up being like 30, maybe, so this isn't worth all that much. So I'm going to take Guild Marker, and we're going to take Merchant Cost Reduction as a result. Now, if this fight is bad, it is not bad, it is good. Well, here's the thing. Our champion is very fragile at 30 HP, and he's going to be locked in Mortal Kombat for a long time with these frontliners. I think it is worth it because of the unit draft, but I have to be a little cautious about specifically this guy, because he has 30 HP. Giving him that +4 is spooky. But as long as I play both of my units, I would have cleared this turn anyway. We're going to be applying Reap to kill these guys, and it'll do fine. Very good that I drew Echo Snare again. I don't think it's that bad to play Pyre Grow here. As long as I get one more Echo, I will kill this Foot Soldier. So I can play 1 Fracture, 1 Root Seeds, and a Pyre Grow. This will give me +4 instead of +5 cards on the following turn. By the way, this game does follow the standard 3 energy per turn, 4 cards per turn formula, in case you're curious. And yeah, this turn one actually, or this first fight went smoother than I expected, I have to say. It's perfect because this Train Steward dies, and then I can replay him. We're gonna get ourselves some fresh Train Stewards out. I can't replay him, he's gonna die, but I will have another Train Steward on deck, which I should always draw in time. So the only thing that matters now is making sure that I fracture this 9-1. And now I should always survive. Okay, cool. Solid. And if you don't understand what's going on here, this is Relentless. The way this game is on a hard timer, unlike other deck builders in the genre, you cannot go infinite. The game is on, fights end at a certain point. It is just over at this point. The combat will go until one of us is dead. I am going to take the Steel Enhancer because it's purple. That'll give me some more echoes. I'm gonna pick Echo Infusion. It's okay. I already have a sweep plan pretty clearly defined, so there's no reason to take this Husk Hermit, except for he offers me a 30 HP frontliner to put in front of Wendleton. Thorned Hollow and First of Kin are both too big. They are 3 space, and we already have a 3 space, and I don't want to have to take space to play this. So, I mean, when I put it like that, it's pretty clearly Husk Hermit. I think there's something to be said for First of Kin because he's so big, you'll just get through the early game. He's got a big stat line, but he falls off. And we're going to go look at unit upgrades here at the shop. Quick +10 and +25. Remember, these are on sale. Animus of Will is interesting. It means that I would be treating Wendy Boy as our frontline. I don't think I'm going to do that. Awoken Hollow costs space to play, and I don't want that. I'm going to skip this. Although there's a case to be made for Animus of Will, because then I can play it on Husk Hermit and have a multi-strike sweeper, which would basically just invalidate Wendleton. I don't know, it's kind of weird. The problem is that we're going to be going against the sweep on the final boss, so I don't know how good it is to just make Husk Hermit a big frontline boy, you know? I'm just going to leave it. Actually, I can reroll. All I want is health here. I can't take Large Stone. I will take +10 though. We'll take our boy up to 65 HP, and I should check the temple. Intrinsic is okay. I think I like Spell Chain here. Spell Chain Steel Enhancer means that this card is now 1 energy 6/6. And it gives me echoes. That should be good. Basically, my game plan here is going to be to find enough damage scaling. I actually don't think I need this unit draft. I'm not going to bother with it. I don't really need any more units. But my game plan is going to be to find enough damage scaling and hopefully pick up Predator for Wendleton, which will give him quick, which means that he will go first in combat rounds instead of second like we do naturally. We'll grab our Collector here. I'm not too scared. We can actually Echo Snare. It's okay. I'm making this guy bigger, but he's not scary, is the thing. I was close to killing him. I don't have pings to kill him off. Yeah, 75 HP is a lot for the early game. These enemies are doing like 4s and 5s. I guess this guy technically does 7 per round. Ah, and I misplayed. I should have train stewarded. Oh well. All we should need for this run though is some healing, actually. Like I can see a lot of ways to finish this run out from this spot, and admittedly, it's not a particularly challenging position to play through, right? Starting with a sweeper is very good. I have to watch for a few specific things that can catch me, but like Razor Sharp Edge is pretty good. It's plus 10 attack, minus 2 HP, very strong. And I'm gonna keep taking this Echo Infusion. If you're confused, by the way, the extract mechanic costs the echoes. So purple cards put echoes onto the floor, and then extract costs them. And one of every 3 cards in my packs will be infused, which is the purple. This purple card, though, pays for itself, basically. So this is just a free plus 10 attack. I think I should go to the magic shop here. Holdover is what we're going to look for, but making root seeds free is also very good. I don't think remove consume does anything. And plus 10 does nothing. Double stack. So in these shops you can only reroll once. There are 4 big upgrades which go on the right slot. I'm going to just minus 1 Razor Sharp Edge. So you will see 2 of the big upgrades every time. Unfortunately, I did not see holdover, but it shouldn't be too bad. Trading 25 HP here for $150. I think this is a pretty bad rate, personally. I don't really like it. Let me look ahead at the map. There's a steel shop here, but I'm not going to a shop anytime soon. So I'm gonna skip it. I'll accumulate enough money. If I care, I can go Divine Boons. The pack shards, by the way, these things in the middle, they cost pack shards, in case you're unaware. We have to get to 100 packed shards in order to fight the true final boss. It's like getting the vase in Wildfrost. And I imagine, actually, a lot of you probably already know all of this. But it's good form, I feel, when it comes to content creation, to make sure that I just go through and explain stuff. Like here, the major bosses do something different. So this boss, Talos, is going to float outside of our train, and I fucked up here, unfortunate. She's going to float outside of our train, and she's going to do something every round. This Talos just attacks us, or this boss, I should say, just attacks us, and she will stun the front unit when she attacks, because she goes first. So if she goes up to the top, which she's not going to, but she will next round, which is actually kind of scary. I'm gonna throw these train stewards out. I want the energy to play Pyre, Grow, Sharpen. I think it's actually better to sharpen my Husk Hermit though. And right now, I don't have any multi-hits or anything, so it's perfectly fine for me to buff either one of these units, but attack buffs should go on our champion in the back because he's going to live longer and relentless. But this boss isn't going to pose much of a threat to us. Like I said, we're very strong for this early game. Having high base stats will fall off and we'll need to be stronger eventually, but for now, we can get away with it. And it's fine because we have time to pull cards we need. We mostly need healing. But if we pick up Quick, which is one of the champion paths, we will be in a very good spot because we will have basically no survivability issues with a little quickness. Anyway, let him go. Be gone. And that's fine. We'll see. I'm looking for... so this is a very interesting choice, I find, the Wildwood Tome, because there's a decent chance that this is a worthless pickup, because one of the champion paths will give me Quick, and I want to play that path. But it's not a hard choice here because Shard Channeler and Perfect Insanity are both pretty bad for me, although Perfect Insanity is fun and I think has its case. I'm going to pick the Wildwood Tome. Sometimes it's going to be worthless, but sometimes it's going to be very good. I'm in the market for an upgrade so I can infuse a unit into my Husk Hermit one time. I'm in the market for one, but is it Kinho's Carapace? I have my doubts. It's plus 10/+10. Shadow Shell is +3/+10. I don't have any healing, but this is my last unit pick, I think. How's a Wormkin banner coming up? I'm gonna skip this because I think the best thing to do here, and also I'm gonna take energy because I have extra card draw, although I also have energy. My memory, if it serves, says to take draw here. Now, why do I feel that way? Mainly, hold on, event. Ah, fun. So we get to take these relics here. These are 2 turns of very negative effects, and then you get it replaced with a very positive effect. Broken Wheel is extremely good because it says when a non-champion unit dies, it is purged. So if one of my units dies, it leaves the deck permanently. It's only a trouble if I lose my Husk Hermit, which I shouldn't. So I can use this to clear 4 cards out of my deck very nicely. At the end of turn, deal 4 damage to friendly units. This becomes at end of turn deal or heal 4 to all allies. The thing is, I don't know if I'm okay here. Like, I really don't know. And if I'm not okay, I lose the game. That's where we are right now. So normally I would remove 2 Train Stewards, but I don't need to. I think I'm going to remove these Sharpens. 2 energy for +4 attack is really not worth it. And I don't get I don't get much value out of the spikes, I should say. +5 health and Inspire +1/+1. So Inspire procs every time that a purple card is played on the floor, or every time an Echo is gained on the floor, actually. So for this guy to be worth playing, my Husk Hermit, he's versus the Husk Hermit Infusion. Although, it's worth considering maybe just pivoting to Keeper of Echoes. I think it's not very good, because baseline, he gives +1/+1 to himself and all allies on the floor when you play an Echo on his floor. I think it's not that good. I think it's kind of underwhelming. Mostly it's trouble because I'm going to be weaker in the next 2 fights until I can reach a Steel Shop and replace the upgrades, the 25 and the 10. And if I lose him during this, it's scary. I could take it though, because he's gonna have, if I infuse him right now, he's gonna have 50 health, which is not that much lower than the Husk Hermit. Okay, I'm gonna take him. Yeah, here's my thought. I'm gonna duplicate the free root seeds. I'm gonna check. I should check my champion first. It is Predator. We're gonna go Predator because Strangler 2 and Strangler 3 are just stat increases. Predator 1 gives quick to the floor, but Predator 2 gives him multi-hit. So he doubles his damage output eventually, which is very good. How confident am I? I am not confident. So here's what we're gonna do. Because taking pack shards makes the fights harder, I'm gonna wait to take the pack shards. This does 2 things for me. I have quick, so I'm not that afraid of this multi-hit. This does 2 things for me, though. This makes the next fights, while I'm a little weaker, easier, and it means that if something goes wrong and, like, Husk Hermit dies here, I will still have another unit to play. Now, we are incentivized to play the bottom floor here, because these guys generate curses every round, so I will do so. And it'll probably be fine. It's mostly a question of how fast can I get my champion to one-shot 105 damage units. Playing down here might have been wrong. Very interesting. Because it's going to be slow. I don't care about the money. I care about killing this guy. And this means that I will kill him. Interesting though, isn't it? My damage scaling is pretty slow. I might have needed to play on the higher floor. That's my hindsight here. Losing this Husk Hermit would be a shame. Here we're gonna Train Steward. My champion won't die if he is, or like he can't get removed. You can't lose your champion in any way. So Wendleton will always be here. But this guy, he's looking kind of weak. The boss will be pretty weak as well, though. Ooh, not weak enough. Let's see what we get here. I think I lose my Husk Hermit here. Yeah, I do. A real shame, but I knew this could happen. I won't die. I will be okay. Because I can put up fractures here. I think the trick is I have to play all of the Train Stewards. This gets very scary now. The remainder of this run is very questionable, but I have the Keeper of Echoes. Basically, I'm dying to greed here. And, well, you know, what's new? Am I right? I always go Steel Enhancer here, Echo Infusion here. Can I... you take 15? So no, I can't get below 13 here. So I don't think Steel... Well, Steel Enhancer is better than Root Seeds, though. It's exactly enough. Very good. Okay. Our reward for taking that harder fight is Echo Seedling. The first time each battle a card with Consume is played, add 2 copies to hand. That's pretty good. Unleash the Wildwood is the exact card I was looking for. This is 1 energy, heal everyone on the floor to full health. Awake is also good, but having repeatable heal all is good. Very good. Revenge of the Darned here. Extract 1, so it's free. Because it's infused and it has Extract 1 on it, right? Heal 5 twice. I think this card is good enough to come with us. I don't mind it. Okay, well, now our pathing is very clear. We're going to go over to the Steel Shop to fix up our Keeper of Echoes with some buffs. The problem is that I won't have anything good to infuse into him now, but we can work around it, hopefully. I don't need to take Endless here. We go to 70 HP. If it's Crystal Cloak, I can definitely lose him. Oh, and I should toss Wildwood Tome since I got quick. It's not a big deal. I'm ahead on removals, so I don't mind. And we'll drop the Fracture. I'll take the Artifact, although it's not that good. Like, Mind Horde does nothing. Capricious. I'll take Cursed Vines. It's fine. Ooh, build a card. I want defensive options here, so we will take a Sap effect. I actually really like taking Sap plus Heal. I'll tell you why when you see what this card does. So this card will give -6 attack as a debuff that ticks down, and it'll also heal 20. I can either play this on bosses to lower their damage output, where the heal doesn't matter because I'm healing 20 on a unit with 1500, or I can play it on my frontliner who doesn't care about the sap and doesn't need to do damage, but healing 20 is very good for. Okay, and we're going to be very cautious here because I'm not super confident. But if we make it out of this fight okay, I would say we are almost certainly going to win. Vine Grasp is going to be really annoying, because every turn this is going to create these purge cards. They're very good, because I get to reorganize the floors, which makes it easier to kill things like this tank, but they're really annoying. Revenge is good here, though, because it's going to give me a bunch of Inspire triggers, and I play Echo Infusion. We're quick, so we don't have to worry about these guys. All in all, this fight is not too scary. I just have to focus on increasing my attack enough that I kill. Attack and health, primarily. Attack is most important, though. We're going to keep Steel Enhancering our frontliner. I want my man to have, ideally, enough health. We rolled good, by the way, if you're wondering. Or we rolled well, I suppose. Superman rolls good. This boss does sweep damage, which hits both the front and the back, which does not bother me at all, basically. This is fine. I don't mind, because I think I will do enough anyway to kill you. I keep thinking I took buff here, which I did not. Plus 10 attack is not here. I'm not going to bother with Pyro. I don't care too much for it. Yeah, we're in a good spot here. We get a lot of Inspire triggers. We probably actually get enough Inspire triggers to validate this unit over Husk Hermit. Yeah, so this is Sower of Sorrows. He hits everyone on the floor for 12, and he has 16 lifesteal. He is pretty beefy here. I should pull you up. It doesn't matter a ton. But we're drawing 9 cards per turn, so I'm definitely going to be taking energy after this. I should probably focus on getting my hero's health up, because we have to hit this guy a lot of times, and my hero only takes like 5 hits. I should old magic to lower his damage output. Yeah. And again, it doesn't matter if my hero dies. I don't care if he does. But it's good form to practice. Yeah, okay, and we're good. Okay, so now I would like to say pretty confidently we win the fight. And we probably win the run now. I think this was the last scary point, although Arcus can be a little bit troubling as well. I won't lie. We'll have to assess it when we get there. I cannot play these cards. I mean, I don't need more draw. Soul Siphon. This card is worthless when it's purple. You don't get anything for it. I don't think I want it. Although it's kind of nice to fill out the lower floors. I'm going to skip it. Okay, and now we get our reward. Broken Wheel. It becomes Immortality Potion. Friendly non-morsel units get endless. Extremely nice. So now, if my guys die in combat, I will bring them back. Very good for bosses, as we will hopefully not have to see. 3 temples remaining. I think we're gonna go right path here. I'm feeling good about getting up to full HP, but I also just want to go see some relics. Or are they called relics in this game? I don't actually know. Apply Daze 3 melee weakness 1 to the first wave. I don't care, we're fine on the first wave. The melee weakness is kind of wasted as well. Sting, I don't have any stings. I think Emblem of the Exiles is good. Front friendly unit. This is just a +5 every round for Keeper of Echoes. I did not know about how much this cost. My fault. Removals are gonna fall off here pretty quickly. Like, I don't care to remove a whole lot right now. I'm gonna remove 1 Fracture, 1 Root Seeds, but I'm drawing most of the deck and I'm happy to play it all. So I think I'm pretty happy to not remove anything else. +30. I need to pick some stuff for Pact Shards, so I'm down for +30 on Revenge. I need to just take a few. I'll take 15 in each, I think. Failure Arcus. Okay. This is not Curse Fell, which is fine. Yeah, this is Rage, I think. Incant Shard is a little annoying. Arcus's mechanic is that he's gonna fly around and he's gonna put these little dark shards out, and they're gonna do things to us. So this dark shard, when you play a spell on the floor with it, it makes all other spells in your hand cost 1 more. This one puts a curse on your draw pile if a unit dies on your side. Which is, yeah, it's just when friendly units die, right? Am I crazy? Why can't I read this? I see. Hellborn Harvest triggers when one of your units dies on this floor. It's different than Harvest. That's why it was throwing me off. Because it normally would say Harvest as the keyword, but this is Hellborn Harvest. Something I've actually somehow never noticed, probably because I didn't read it. Anyway, we're gonna win this fight by doing damage to this guy outside of combat, like before he flies up to fight me, and by just kind of scaling our front line. You can't see it, but his attack is somewhere in the 20s, I believe. I think maybe I should have played on the bottom floor. There's also no purpose. Actually, I can play Sap on him. It'll be all right. The big thing to do, though, is follow him around and put Reap on him. Keep fracturing him, basically. Because I want to chip him out as much as I can. And we'll apply a little Sap. Don't be the incant. Oh, it's so bad for me, man. Oh, that's such a shame. This should be a really good turn, but he locks me out with this. Because all of my cards will have their cost increased permanently if I play any spells up there. So, I'm going to go through here and I'm just going to play Root Seeds on this guy. That is extremely unfortunate for me, though. We can throw some stuff out. But missing that turn probably changes the trajectory of this fight. Having to pass that turn is very bad for me. The scaling is just a little slow. think I have to throw fractures at this guy before I make any other choices. And then I could get... It's +3 if I play this here. This is worth more. Okay, and we're getting him for 90 per round, which is decent. But he's really locking me out with these incant shards. It's a bit of trouble, but I think we'll be okay. And pull this guy up. And I don't care about the go. This old magic is probably not... I mean, I'm playing it for the sap, really. The sap is just not super good here. Let's see, I do 136 per round right now, roughly. You're 1700. I'm gonna need a lot of fractures, I think, to kill him. And we do what we can here. I think it's best to Steel Enhancer. We're approaching the point where it's probably best to do this. One Steel Enhancer and one other. Well, I'm always going to go through and play my attack boosters here. No doubt. You're full health, so I don't have to play on Leash. Means I'm definitely playing Fracture, Fracture. It'll be close. I don't think sapping him changes anything at 32. I think it's not worth the health. Ah, I win. What do you know? It was close though. I would have lost this. I think honestly, if this were a run of if this were a run of Monster Train that I was playing, like when I was playing Monster Train, I probably would have lost this fight because I would not have recognized the need to start applying Leap to the boss. That was an active thought I had to have, which I would not normally have. I don't know. I have no consumes for Wormkin Etchings to really be good. Channel Song is dead. The problem with this card is that you have to draw a unit, but you always draw your units on turn 1. So you have to pass your turn 1 to play Channel Song. And then Spreading the Spores is not very good. It's hard to win through regen because enemies do so much damage. And I am definitely taking energy. Although you could probably get away with it not taking energy because I'm going to be going to magic shops. There's no purpose to go to removals. I have nothing left to remove. And I'm going to be going through here and -1ing all my cards. So maybe I should have... I don't really know. We're going to Spell Chain Razor Sharp Edge here. And we get Predator 2. The enemies spike in damage quite a bit, but Predator 2 also spikes me, so it's not so bad. No holdovers. It's not ideal, but I'll live. And I can pay for a removal if I want. I don't really want. I have to remember that the sap card is not for now, the sap card is for later. That's what you have to keep in mind here. The sap card is for the true final boss. The thing about Heaven's Seal, enemies heal when they move up a floor. Because I have Strangler, who roots all enemies, they can never move up a floor. That's the trick here. So we just get ourselves settled in. You see, it's kind of nice to have extra card draw, even though I have these Root Seeds, because sometimes your turn 1 looks like that. Root Seeds is a card that snowballs, because when you draw more cards, this is... See if you can follow me here on this one. This is going to be a pretty high-level assessment of video games. Some people, they actually will struggle. It's okay. You can ask questions in the comments. I'll help you out. When you draw more cards, you have more cards in hand. And when you have more cards in hand, that means you have more chances to have Root Seeds in hand, which lets you, in turn, draw more cards. And when you draw more cards, you see where I'm going with this? You have more cards in hand. Isn't it crazy how it works out? Isn't it crazy how nature do that? So yeah, basically, Root Seed snowballs, and having the extra card draw can help you ensure that you snowball, but also having the ability to play 5 cards per turn through extra energy is nice, to be fair. So I think both options are extremely fine. I'm gonna sap this fool. And we're to the point now where we're killing 240 health units by the time they're reaching me. easily, which is a great sign. Having multi-strike looks good here. And we have a lot of safety nets in place. If my keeper ever dies for any reason, I have Endless, so he comes back to life. And because I'm quick, I will root them first. Like, the enemies will always be rooted, so they won't be able to walk by me. So I basically can only lose these combats in Relentless, because if they kill me, I will just come back. So I can only lose to these guys, to the bosses themselves, which is cool, for sure. And a good sign. And I'm gonna follow good form and play all my cards. Back in the day, I would shortcut sometimes. I would skip playing cards here and there because I didn't want to overkill. But I don't know what's overkill anymore. Do I win this? I mean, I probably win this. It feels like I should, but I don't know. Yeah, I win this. What do you know? I do win it. So it's all good. And now we're rich. We're mostly just going to spend this on upgrades. Adaptive mutation? Probably not. Heal to full and then swap health and attack is fun, but not very good. And I don't need any more next turn draw. Broken Memories does nothing. Return Soul is interesting because it would let me pick a non-normal consume card and let it consume for Echo Seedling. So I could do like Echo Seedling, Razor Sharp Edge, right? And then I would get like 4 or 5 extra casts of Razor Sharp whenever I want. But it's only one time. I wonder how good this really is. I think this card is very good. And I'll go right. And what we can do here is we can duplicate Razor Sharp Edge, actually. That'll probably be good. Card with Extract is played, gain an energy and 1 echo. It's good because I basically, my standards are very low here for what's good because I'm rich as hell. Base charge does nothing. I'll take Trader's Quill. I'm very, very rich, so I don't have to have high standards. It applies to real life too, actually, in its entirety. Anyway, I'm gonna duplicate this and take +10, and then we're gonna go over by 5 pack shards here. Okay, I may as well go over by 10. I may as well get value. We can go Spell Chain Root Seeds is fine. It's good. There's a lot of things we can do about this too. I'm gonna toss these Echo Snares. They do very little now. I'm happy to... Basically, it's good to idiot-proof here, because I will eventually fuck up my Echo Seedling. Maybe not in this run, but in a future run. Hold over. So hold over will return the card to the top of my deck after I play it, which I can do with Echo Infusion, which is very good, because that infuses as well. We'll go Fracture here. I'm not going to remove anything. I think that I get a little overzealous in the past. I can speak with a clear mind, because I do not have as vested of an interest in being right about Monster Train. Basically, if I were to... Maybe I will just title the episode this. I'm trying to change and grow as a person, and part of that is admitting when I'm wrong. It's easy to say now when I'm talking to nobody who can hear me. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. I do not wish to speak on this matter further. Anyway, I'm trying to change and grow as a person, is what I was saying. And part of that is admitting when I'm wrong, even though sometimes it's kind of hard to admit that I was wrong. Oh my god, I can't believe... I even said eventually I'm gonna fuck this up, and then I fucked it up immediately. Ugh. God. It's okay. I forgot Pyrogrow was in the deck, honestly. Completely did not even remember it was here. The good news about our sweeper is that he will always hit the boss when he comes to the floor, and that's very helpful. I should have double stacked this old magic. Having Sap 6 would have been a lot better. That would have been a good choice. Because I'm not 100% sure I beat Sap Seraph here. I think I should. Because I just play so much shit. I think I outvalue him, basically. But he's applying stacking sap on me, and it's gonna hinder my damage pretty heavily. I think it should be fine, though. My original thought with Return Soul was that I was going to use it to duplicate Purge versions of cards, but I'm realizing that doesn't make any sense to do, basically at all. I'm going to pay the price here and pay a Pyre-Grow, and we can play Revenge. I'm not mad about getting rid of that card. It's good to get a little bit of value, but I think that tactically speaking, I don't like how I've played this out. Mostly, I mean, this Pyre-Grow shit just slows me down a lot. That's all there is to it. It slows me down a ton. Putting that sap up is meaningless. I shouldn't have done it. But I have to get rid of the Pyre-Grow so I don't keep drawing them. But it slows down my scaling because I'm losing out on draws to play Pyre-Grow. I have 7 energy here, sure, but 7 energy is pretty meaningless. Now, I think that, despite all of my yapping here, at the end of the day, I'm playing double Razor Sharp Edge, I'm playing these Echo Infusions, right? Like, I'm good. I am happy to Return Soul here and just grab the Razor Sharp back, because I don't think there's a chance I don't see it again, basically. The boss is coming. Actually, I would have always gotten it one more time, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure it works out to be better to sacrifice the Razor Sharps at the end here, but I might be wrong about that. Either way, the boss does 48s and we have 300 health and we do 500, so I should be fine, and I don't care about my death. And rumors of Keeper of Echoes' death were greatly exaggerated. I'm very confident about beating the last Divinity. I think this run farms the last Divinity. We are very well off for it. But the moral of the story here is that playing Monster Train is going to help me accept that I don't have to always be right. There was a time where I did, but I'm trying to change and grow as a person. Maybe I'll title the video that. Probably not, because it doesn't make any sense, but it is the truth. Monster Train will help me be less angry at myself when I make mistakes, I hope. And less angry at other people when they disagree with me. Not that I get angry if you disagree with me, I just want to make sure you know I'm right. Although it doesn't have to be like that anymore. Anyway, the last Divinity's big challenge is that the waves are very aggressive, they're extremely powerful. And also the last Divinity is on every floor, threatening you. Yeah, you see, this wasn't a good play. I guess I will bring back Fracture, but I don't think it's right. God, I am like... there's something wrong. It's a brain diff, for sure. Anyway, Strangler negotiates this fight very well, because the threat of this fight is the waves are very powerful, and they will push you over, right? And Strangler doesn't have that problem, because he stops the enemies from going past. So, like, this 540 health unit will just get stuck on my floor until he dies. That's the power here. He will have no choice but to face me. I'm taking 12 because I'm hitting this clipped defender. There's a big spikes wave coming. It shouldn't do too much. It's going to do like 15, right? It's going to do 22 with help from the last Divinity's damage. But we have... interesting position here, actually. Very interesting. Well, first of all, it's not bad at all, because I can just kill this guy with Revenge of the Darned. That changes the damage output quite a bit. It changes it to 10, actually. So things change. We go Echo Infusion. I'm just going to throw it on my boy here. The Keeper of Echoes is basically not here in this fight, because... and I should have realized this sooner. The last Divinity forces me or he does sweep, right? So my frontline unit doesn't do anything in this position. All that matters is my hero. So I should focus on scaling my hero. Because the Keeper doesn't do anything. It's all Wendy Boy. Also, if you're wondering, I'm not stacking Reap on this boss as aggressively because he has damaging status purge. So any status effect that he takes that does damage to him gets purged at the end of the round. It's basically because if they didn't put this in, and I wonder sometimes about this just as a general design decision point, I wonder how to feel about this, but basically when they introduced this boss was introduced at the same time as the card Fracture and the concept of Reap. These came in at the same time, and there are certain units in the game, let's say, that if you don't have the damaging status effect purge, just trivialize this fight. It's anything that has Frostbite, but particularly Cold Channel Soul Guard, and the ability to double Frostbite through Hoarfrost Effigy, which honestly, it's a shame because Frostbite as a whole, Frostbite is basically poison, very fun mechanic, very fun way to fight out fights, completely unplayable in this fight because he just purges it. Well, that's an over-exaggeration, to be honest with you. It's not completely unplayable, it's just not very good. You can do it, and you can get away with it, but it's very much not as good as it could be. But, anyway. With all that being said, I think I'll just kill this guy here if you don't mind. I should not break my own rule. The rule is if you see the X, you should just press the win button so you don't fuck anything up. But, you know. I could say a lot more about Monster Train in this short period of time, but you probably already know all of what I'm gonna say. I have a feeling, anyway. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll fuck around and I'll do Monster Train and Wildfrost sometimes. If I get the motivation, I could actually see it. I could see myself doing 2 or even 3 videos a day of some of this old stuff. We could do like Wildfrost, Monster Train, Slice and Dice, Into the Breach. We could do it all. If I'm feeling up to it. Anyway. A big thing, if you don't play this game, is that I can generate for you a seed, and you can go play this if you want, if you are so inclined. But for now, hey, thanks for watching. It was fun to come back to Monster Train for a little bit. I will probably do more stuff like this. Consider this me testing the waters. If you like this, if you want to see Monster Train again, don't forget, like the video and subscribe. I mean, the metrics, liking, commenting, those are the things that I look at to see if you guys like stuff. So do that. And I could see myself, as I'm getting more motivation back, recording more stuff. Maybe we'll do like 2 or 3 videos a day of this stuff. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for who knows what. Have a good one.